Hey guys, so I know it's been a while since I posted one of these Let's Talk videos, and I really like doing them because I think it's a really great way to interact with you and with one another, and I really like hearing different perspectives. But we have a lot going on in the next month or so. If you are a 4-H parent, then you understand what the 4-H show season is like, and it's getting a little crazy for us. And also, it was just my daughter's birthday, and spring break's coming up, and we've got stuff going on. So I'm gonna get this video up, and I'm gonna put up the show homeschool favorites video on the 15th. But just in case I don't get any videos in between there, I have a lot to do, a lot of videos that I'm really looking forward to doing, but just in case I'm not able to get them up between now and the 15th, I just want to throw it out there that the homeschool favorites video will be up at 7 a.m. on March 15th, and as you share your own posts and links, I will, in the order that I receive them starting at 7 a.m., be posting them in the description box of my video in the order that you all post them. So if you're the first one, you'll be the first one there. And it's just the easiest to do it that way. And I'm going to leave the comments open for 1 week on that. So it'll give everybody a week to do that. So now that that's out of the way, I thought today would be a great time to talk about a reason to homeschool. Now, over time, our reason for homeschooling has changed many times, or I should say we've added a lot of different reasons to why we enjoy it and why we do it, and as we hear of things going on in our local schools, why we are continuing to homeschool. I don't know if we'll homeschool forever. For right now, I hope that we do, but things change, and children's needs change, and by the time my kids are in high school, I don't know if we'll still be homeschooling. But what I thought would be fun to talk about is the initial reason that you chose to homeschool. Everybody has a homeschool journey and a homeschool story, and some people homeschool because they were homeschooled, and some people homeschool because they had an awful experience in school. So I thought it would just be really fun to share that initial reason why we homeschooled. I'll do a video later on maybe our top 3 reasons why we homeschool, things like that, but this is just a throwback to the very first reason that you decided to homeschool, how your spouses or children reacted to it, and all of that. So our homeschool story is kind of hard to explain because there wasn't an actual first day, like a day we decided. It was kind of way back when my daughter, which 4 years ago, was starting preschool. We had been looking at preschools for what seemed like a year, and I really think it might have been a year, doing our research, trying to figure out what the best local option was. And we have some amazing homeschool or preschools here in our town. We have some that are on farms where the kids, it's like a working farm. The kids learn preschool by doing the animals. That was our first choice. Our second choice was a private Christian school at our church, and that's what we actually enrolled her in. And then we chose to pull her out right, I think, the week before it started. So we went ahead and signed her up for that private school because it goes through high school, and we felt like it would be a great start to go ahead and start there, because that would kind of get her established with the school, and also because they use a Becca curriculum. And when we first started homeschooling, I thought we were going to be using a Becca, but things change, and it's really funny how far we've come in just 4 or 5 years. So anyway, we had her signed up, and I had been pretty sure I was going to put her in there since when she was born. I knew that it was a school I was very familiar with. I'd gone to church there for a long time, and I pretty much had ruled that out as our only option. So we signed her up, got her uniform, met her teacher, and then about a week before I put her in school, I started to panic, and I was like, I can't send her away, she's too little. I think she had just turned 4. No, she had just turned 3. We were putting in the pre-K 3 program. And my youngest was just born, or my middle son was just born, and he was a baby, and I was feeling very like homebody, and I wanted to have my kids together. And so I said, well, to my husband, I said, why don't we just think about homeschooling just for preschool? Now, his idea, because he was raised in the public school, and I was kind of back and forth. Had to go put on a YouTube video so I could do this. My husband's idea of homeschooling, from his perspective, was the really weird kids, and it should not be offensive because it's just a funny take on it. We've all dealt with the different ideas of what homeschooling kids are, but he thought it was just the really weird sheltered kids who, even in church youth group, don't interact with anyone. And I understand why that was his perspective. He did grow up around a family who was very tight-knit. They did not have bad intentions, but that was the only family he had ever seen homeschool. My perspective, I was homeschooled off and on. My brother was homeschooled all the way through. I went to private schools, public schools, charter schools, you name it, dual enrollment, and I had a great experience kind of doing all of that. So I don't have anything against the schools. My degree is actually in education, so it's kind of a funny thing that I'm not using it. Well, I'm using it, but anyway. So, I would say that my initial reason for homeschooling was fear. I wasn't ready to let her go. I think I had put a backpack on her and it just seemed like it was more than half her size and it killed me. I wasn't ready to send her off. So I asked my husband, could we just try to homeschool for preschool? And because it was pre-K 3 and she would still have the next year to do pre-K 4, he said, well, we'll give it a try, but you're really going to have to show me what it's all about. So I mistakenly took him to a homeschooling conference, which was overwhelming for both me and him, and we pretty much ran straight out of there and we're like, we can't do this. So the best thing I ever found, the best resource I found was the 1 + 1 + 1 = 1 blog. And once we both saw that, we both felt like we could maybe give this a whirl and an attempt. And by the time that first year was over, it was a very hard year. Every parent who says, oh, I homeschool, but it's just preschool, it doesn't count, I say it totally counts, because preschool to me was the hardest age to homeschool. You're dealing with so many factors between getting them to even sit still, getting them to hold a pencil the right way. I mean, you're dealing with so much. So once that preschool year was over and we felt like we were pretty well adjusted with it all, it was a no-brainer that we were going to continue. We had learned so much over that year, and by the time that she was getting ready to start kindergarten age, we've just grown as a family to loving homeschooling. So that's our initial homeschool journey, the initial reason why we started homeschooling. Like I said, there are so many reasons now why we will continue to homeschool. And every year I write a blog post. I'll try to link that below if I can find the blog post why we homeschool. We kind of reevaluate and pray at the beginning of every year just to make sure that we're not just homeschooling out of fear, that it is the direction God has for our family. So that's our homeschool journey, our entry into the homeschool world, and I would really love to hear what, in the comment section below, what it was the very first time that you considered homeschooling, or what the driving force was behind you deciding to homeschool way back whenever you started. Not now, we'll have that video soon, but I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. And I'm sorry it's been over a week since I've had a video up. I hope I have another one coming up within the next week, but if not, I'll see you March 15th for Homeschool Favorites. Don't forget to go ahead and comment below. Bye!